Hello. This is a slightly new way of us trying to communicate with our members. So we hope you enjoy. We expect it'll be a little bit rough and ready, but sometimes the best things are. So I am Marion Reid, and I'm a Senior Project Officer with the Highlands and Islands Climate Hub. And I'm joined today by Joan Laurie, our Hub Manager. And we're going to call this series, because it is going to be a series, it's going to be really well received. um, we're calling it loose name at the minute is the Climate Show. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, then please do let us know. So yeah, welcome, Joan. We just wanted to kind of reach out to members, didn't we, and try and communicate and just try different things and see what works.
Yeah, I mean, to anybody who has followed maybe my work for a little bit of time, you might also recognise Marion. I think when we started the hub, some of you recognise Marion. So way back in the day for Thursday Community Development Trust, we started it during COVID doing the Thursday show. And it was really warmly received by our community. And we felt that we needed something to kind of reconnect with our members a bit better, to connect with communities across Highland, Orkney and Shetland, maybe to connect with communities further away, because we are now a whole hub network. And there's lots of great hubs that are working in different places, and we could actually interview hub managers from other places, and we could do all sorts of things. But it was just like a really informal way of being able to chat, because there's, one of the reasons for these hubs is that there's so much information out there in terms of community development, in terms of climate action. And it was a way of breaking things down and just making things really approachable and really friendly. So we thought we'd bring it back, and we'll include our outtakes and all, which our community in Thursday seemed to really enjoy our outtakes previously. So, and also we have the opportunity to send Joan out on location, which we all love. See, they're all sitting in a nice cozy office. Where am I? Outside, and I think it's about to start raining. So there we go.
Well, so I guess with no further ado, before the rain comes, there's a couple of things that we wanted to just update members with. This week, Joan has been on her travels. She's been in Perth. She took the train down to Perth, tried to do some work on the train, but it is August, so the train was absolutely heaving. So that was an adventure. But if you could let us know, Joan, you met up with the fellow hub managers. Just for anyone who's unfamiliar, there is now 20 hubs established.
22 hubs.
It is 22. I thought it was 22, but someone else said 20. Anyway.
22.
22 hubs that across Scotland. So if you are watching from anywhere other than Highland, Orkney or Shetland, let us know, because we can tell you who your hub contact is. So Joan, how did you get on meeting with the fellow managers this week in Perth?
So we were meeting to discuss energy, actually, as what could be a community level, what's a nationwide approach to energy. Loads of really, really good ideas. We did a bit of a design sprint that was organised by Bobby in East Lothian, and we had support from Joanna at SCAN. We had lots of hub managers who attended, our hub representatives, and we've got some really, really good ideas that have come out of that. And I think one of the main takeaways as well for me is, like, the subject of energy is vast, and we'll talk about that on more as we get some of the ideas that have sprung up from that kind of full day event. We'll definitely be talking to loads of our members, and we'll be talking to all of you about it. And I think that there's a real ambition that was in the room and a real energy that was in the room, pardon the pun, because we were talking about energy. But I think we know that there's a systems change that needs to go on. But I think for me, one of the key takeaways at the moment is we have this hub network. We have 22 hubs across Scotland. We are all representing this membership of community organisations. For us ourselves, we've got 300 and how many members?
I don't know. 300. Chloe, how many members do we have? Yeah. 120.
320 members. So that is 320 community organisations in Highland and Orkney and Shetland who are interested or are taking some form of climate action in their projects. Now, that is a mass of people. We have, from my recollection, we have And every local authority ward in Highland, Orkney and Shetland, we have some sort of activity that's taken place. We now have this network of hubs. We have 22 hubs, and they are all representing a similar number of members and community organisations. That's the start of a change. That's the start of a mass of communities that want to see something different. And we need to really work on that and support on that. The hub network as well, as far as I can understand, in terms of community development, and I've been about in community development for a while, is one of the most resourced networks that we have in Scotland. And we're taking positive action against the climate emergency. There is something that is in that, and we need to build on that. So we want to know how we can connect with you better. We want to know, what do you need? What can we do for you? How can we take that energy and turn it into something that is positive and that creates real action and real change across our communities? And that might be that you're taking action from a climate perspective. You're trying to, I'm here in a biodiversity garden at the moment in Thurso, which there is an amazing volunteer who does. In fact, I can just see in front of me loads and loads of bees in about all of the plants, because they've created this urban biodiversity garden. So it might be that you're looking to protect some biodiversity. It might be that you are looking to solve some inequalities in your community through climate action. But how do we all join together and make the most of this resource that has been given to us? And I think that that is really exciting. I feel really, really energized by that day in Perth, despite the fact that the trains are absolutely even. That we have the start of something that could be really, really important and really transformative across Scotland, to not only have a more sustainable Scotland, but to have one that is more fair, that is more just, that solves some of the inequalities in our communities as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like although these kind of conversations have been ongoing certainly since our hub began, some of these hubs are a lot younger than us. So now that everybody's up and running, it's really cool to think that there is so much opportunity now to work together and to support communities to take climate action. So what we thought we would do as well in this video is I'm just going to give you a little tour of our office. So this is going to be good. I'm based in Thurso. We have offices in Thurso and in Inverness. Both offices we rent from community organisations. So we've got Gymcat in Inverness, which is in the Crown area. I'm not too familiar with Inverness, but it's in the Crown area. Up heaps of steps. What do you call them? Market Brae steps?
The Market Brae steps, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we are in Inverness. And in Thurso, we are in the Thurso Community Development Trust building in the High Street. So I'll just show you around. I can turn this round. Yeah. So
we've got some monitors.
Yeah. So there is John's desk.
It's a mess.
Go in too far in case she's got things written on that notepads. Then you can see one of our old banners used for decorations. We've got lots of lovely plants and books. Some people actually mentioned that looks like artificial when I join meetings. So I'm like, no, they're real books.
No, that's actually a climate library, and actually we could make that available for members. We've got loads of different books about climate change. Some of them are my personal books, other ones are hub books, but yeah, I mean, actually any of those can go out on loan, same as the How Bad Are Bananas. Actually, we've got one set of them out in Shetland at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do all of those sort of things. And I'm loving that there is a hive of activity around that map.
Yeah. We've got Ashley's desk. So Ashley's desk is not being used at the moment because Ashley is doing our members map. Plotting all 320 members with little flags. You can see the Shetland ones if I go in closer. So yeah, the map is taking form. There's a huge map on our wall there. And then Chloe's desk is in the corner. Hi, Chloe. And then I'm just going to pinch Lucy's desk. Lucy's not here today, so I'll pinch this for the rest of our chat. But it does.
So we can watch Ashley in live time, putting all of those pins on the map. And the reason that we have a big map is that when we started doing this hub, I always thought my geography was really good. I discovered that my geography is really, really poor. So we have a massive map, but it also helps us to see where do we have activity? Where do we need to try and find some more activity? Where needs supported a little bit more, things like that. So hence all the pins on the map are going on the map. I should say we have recently moved offices. That's why the pins are no longer on the map. So it's just one of them jobs that needs to go. I don't know why there was just a thumbs up that came. I don't know if that's going to come through in the recording, but anyway, I think it's me flapping my arms a bit.
I realise that now I have moved spaces and I've left my notepad with the notes for the discussion at my own desk. So we're winging it now. We're winging it.
So I feel like I have to clarify is we did, I don't know, 30 episodes of the Thursday show. Every single one of them was winging it. So why be any different?
we definitely want to talk about those. So while John's been in Perth this week, we've been working away in Thurso. Well, we've been working away everywhere, but just specifically what I've been doing this week. So a lot of my work is communications. I work alongside Ashley to do that. And I've been trying to push the Climate Festival. So the festival starts the 1st to the 30th of September. So we've got less than 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that, before the festival starts. So I have been writing press releases for each area. So I'll be sending it out to the newspapers within Highland, Orkney and Shetland. I have contacted the BBC to ask would they like to interview me. They did that last year. Weirdly, just a few hours later, my waters broke. So it's a shame that that didn't happen while I was being interviewed, because that would have made for a good blooper.
Can I just clarify that your waters broke last year after you were interviewed by the BBC, not after you sent the email to the BBC, because then we might be in a little bit more trouble.
No, interviewed by the BBC outside the Inverness office. But yeah, a few hours later, my waters broke. But anyway, so I've been trying to push the festival stuff as much as possible. We have over 36, I think, events in the digital program now. The festival has its own dedicated website and associated social media. So yeah, this festival just kind of celebrates the work that we know that is taking place within communities. And we want to really shine a light on that. We work alongside Scottish Government to do that. The last week in September is the Scottish Government's own celebration, which is Scottish Climate Week. Their theme for this year is climate stories. They have a snappier title, but I can't remember what it is. Can you remember?
No, but it's a snappier title. We'll put it in the bit when we post this. Yeah.
But I remember thinking that actually everything that is part of the Climate Festival is telling the story. It's telling the story of that community's journey to climate action. And it could be that it started, as Joan mentioned earlier, from trying to solve inequalities. It could be so many different things that's led them down the path to climate action. So the whole thing should, in theory, tie in quite nicely. If you have any questions about the festival, then you can either jump onto the website or just give us a shout. We'd be thrilled to speak to you. And then the other thing that was on the list, I'm sure, was the events that we've got coming up.
We do have a few events coming up. Some of them that are really exciting, actually. One of them is a really good collaboration that we're doing with Highland Council for communities that are doing their local place plans. So how you can use climate. Vari, our Lochaber development officer, has been working really hard on it. I will be popping up at that event as well. So, but yeah, we're working with like the kind of the people that do the planning, that are doing the local place planning, and I've forgotten what all of their titles are, at Highland Council to do that event. So I think that it will be really, really good. There seemed to be a lot of interest in a little bit of an event that Highland Council did a few weeks ago that we kind of had a bit of climate onto it. So we're just expanding on that event. So yeah, really, really excited about it. And it is on the 20-something of August, 22nd. Because you've not got the bit of paper. You need to just stand up and go around and go back and get the bit of paper.
But I didn't write the dates on the bit of paper.
Okay, well, we'll post all the dates. See, we're winging it. We'll post all the dates.
We will. That's exactly what we'll do.
That is exactly what we will do. The other event that we're doing is sustainable event planning. So just in time for the Climate Festival. So how do you make your events a little bit more sustainable? It's really hard when we're doing events. You know, you still end up with like if you're doing teas and coffees, it can be easier to use. You still think about using disposable cups. There's greenwashing that goes around some cups that they're not actually suitable for composting because of the waste collections that we have in Highlands. So yeah, even down to cable ties are plastic. We laminate things for events. Like, how can we be a little bit more sustainable when we are planning events? How do people get to our events? So it's Lucy, who's our development officer for Caithness and Sutherland, who is leading on that. And I think that the lovely Evie from Ullapool Impact, who also used to work for the Hub, will be popping up at that event. And Evie is a pro at this kind of stuff, because even I didn't know that you got eco-friendly cable ties a few months ago, but I've been informed by Evie that you definitely do. So yeah, that looks like that's going to be a really good event. What else have we got? Is there anything else?
Yeah, we've got in the middle of those two. So I'm sure if the Skillshare is the 29th of August, but we will post the link so you can book on if you are interested in any of these events that we are talking about. And the last one is our collaboration with Environmental Standards Scotland.
Yes.
So they actually, oh, there's a doorbell. They actually reached out to us to kind of ask how could they connect with members, how can they connect with people. So we put together this event, and because basically what they said is they would like to be seen as an approachable organisation in the same way that we want to be seen, that people can lift the phone, drop us an email, whatever is the easiest way to contact for you. I want to explain to people that what they do and how they do that. So they are the organisation that holds bodies accountable to environmental law. So it does sound like a lot, like perhaps quite overwhelming, but they're there to say, look, it's not. Just ask us any questions. No such thing as a silly question. So we've got a few people already booked onto that one. So I think it'll be a really interesting session, because these are things that we can all participate in to make considerable and lasting change. So if there are organisations out there that aren't doing perhaps what they should be doing, Environmental Standards Scotland can support them to make the changes that they need to make in order to be compliant with legal requirements. So again, is it the 23rd? Who knows? We'll see. We will post the link so that you can book onto that. And if you've any questions in advance, then please do just let us know.
Anything else that we have? I'm really looking forward to that invite, because I really liked meeting with the guys from Environmental Standards Scotland, and I think that they are a really approachable organisation, and it will be, it'll be a good event.
I think
to just get clarity around that, because they're fairly new. They've come about because of Brexit, basically. So I think that it will be, it'll be a really, really good event.
I think it'll be really cool to learn a bit more about what they do as well. I think it's a really good opportunity for certainly our team to be able to tell members, oh, you can confidently contact these guys if you come up against any of these kind of issues. So yeah, I think it'll be a really good one. But that was all that was on my list for this show. But yeah, if you have anything that you'd like us to discuss, or if you just quite like hearing the Hub updates, then we can continue with that. If there's anybody that you think that we would benefit from inviting to have one of these off the cuff discussions, then please do let us know. And I don't know how often we're going to do this. We'll see. It's often finding the time that we're both around.
Yeah, no, we're going to try and fit it in fairly regularly. We're also going to start trying to we're going to start TikToking. We're going to start dancing in community gardens, and things like that. So that's another thing we're going to do. But also, I think if you would like to come and if you would like us to come and visit you, I know that lots of you connect with our development officers that are based in your area, but I'm really not in the summer, because the travel at the moment is quite significant. Quite significant. There are a lot of people using the train. That is for sure. There are a lot of people using the train at the moment. But as we head into kind of like September, October, November, I'd really like to come out and visit lots of these community organisations. So if you'd like to take part in one of our climate shows, that would be amazing as well. We would love to come and do a visit. And as much as possible, that I am actually coming to different community organisations to do this and showing a little bit of what you do as well. So yeah, that would be really good.
Okay, doke. So I think that's us for this session. And yeah, let us know what you think. And we will see you soon.
Now I'm going to let them be less of a hive of activity and go and have their Harry Gow's cakes, because we're doing local bakeries, and I'll get my gluten-free brownie.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.